Well, we're here today to talk about my postpartum update. I'm currently 2 weeks postpartum and let's talk everything in terms of how I'm going so far. Okay, so we're 13 days postpartum since the birth. That has gone so quickly. I actually cannot believe that my baby is almost 2 weeks old tomorrow, which, that's just insane. And look, there's been a lot that's happened in between. There's been Christmas, there's been New Year's, lots of visitors, etc. But all in all, the time has just gone by so fast and it's been brilliant. I've absolutely loved being a mum. Motherhood's been awesome, but it does come with its challenges. So first and foremost, I'd like to talk about my recovery. As you know, if you've watched my previous vlogs, I had a natural birth, and they say that when you have a natural birth, you recover a lot quicker. Now, obviously I haven't had a C-section before, but I have to say within about a week of giving birth to Teddy, I was able to walk around. I felt quite energetic. I felt pretty much back to my old self, apart from just a few little sore bits down south in my lady parts. I did have, as part of my labour, an episiotomy, which is when you do get part of your perineum snipped so your baby can come out a little bit quicker. So I did get quite a few stitches down there. My obstetrician did give me dissolvable stitches, so luckily I don't need to go back and revisit her just yet to get these stitches out. They actually just disappear, and I think that they're mostly gone now. The one thing that really got to me, that really hurt, and I actually thought it was the episiotomy to begin with, was when I gave birth to Teddy, I actually pushed out a huge hemorrhoid. Shh, gross word. I never really had them before, so actually I did towards the end of my pregnancy, but it was just like a tiny one compared to the one that I actually got after the birth. And oh my gosh, guys, I could not sit down for 10 days. It was just, I was in so much pain from this hemorrhoid that I thought I was actually just, I thought I had much worse work being done down there. My midwives were like, it's actually just something that will heal over time, so you'll just need to ride it through. But at about the 9 to 10 day mark, I started to feel as it went away, and I can now walk around without looking like I'm waddling again. So that's been fun. The other thing as well is 13 days postpartum, I did have a look at how much I now weigh. So towards the end, well actually the week that I had Teddy, I weighed myself and I came in at 73 kilograms, which was the heaviest I've ever been in my life. It's like, oh my gosh, 73. And so at that point still had another 2.5 weeks to go. So I was well and truly prepared to be between 75 to 80 kilos once I had Ted. But I did stop at 73 kilos on the nose. At 13 weeks postpartum, I now weigh 63. So I have lost 10 kilos in 2 weeks. And ladies, it just absolutely melts off you if you breastfeed. I'm certain it's the breastfeeding, because obviously I'm still not allowed to do any exercise whatsoever apart from short, very slow strolls around the block, and I certainly can't lift anything more than Teddy's weight. So I have done absolutely nothing. My diet hasn't been overly all that great either. I mean, I'm not eating as much crap as I did towards the end of my pregnancy, but I'm also not really watching what I eat. So I'm pretty certain it is the breastfeeding that really helps with that. I did pop a post on Instagram just asking the Instagram world, is this normal? Should I be worried? Why am I losing so much weight so quickly? Because the rate I'm tracking now would be that I'd be back to my pre-pregnancy weight of 58 kilos by the end of next week, which is insane, absolutely insane. One other thing as part of my recovery, and I will include this, is I am at the moment exclusively breastfeeding Teddy. So he's just purely on breast milk at the moment, and the boobs are a funny thing. It's almost like they try and acclimatise to your child's needs and their supply. And if for a day, if Teddy's really hungry, he does what's some of you may have heard of called cluster feeding. So he'll feed and feed and feed and then feel really happy. And then other days he'll be really great and only feed, you know, once every 3 or 4 hours and be fine. Now, what that does is it sends really mixed messages to your boobs. So they either oversupply or undersupply, at which point your baby will either crack the shits because there's not enough milk, or your boobs will crack the shits because there's too much milk and your baby's not feeding off you. When that happens, it's called engorgement. And let me just tell you guys, it is so painful. It is so painful, and all you can really do is continue to express the milk with a breast pump. There is a review on the breast pump that I'm using at the moment, which I absolutely love. So we'll leave that in a link and you can click on that. Please watch it, it's really, really great, and I hope you learn a lot from the breast pump that I've used. But regardless, thank God for that, because if I didn't have the breast pump, I would be in a whole other world of pain, and it's just been a real learning curve for me. So the whole learning experience in terms of breastfeeding, everyone out there will tell you it's really hard. I've been really lucky that Teddy's great at the latch and he loves breastfeeding, but it's still really hard work trying to understand what works for your body and the formula and when to breastfeed and when to express, and I'm still learning every day as to how to make it work best. But yeah, I think hopefully heading into next week I'll have it somewhat under control. But if you guys have any tips on that, please leave a comment below and let me know what works for you, because I'm just constantly Googling new ways of trying to make sure that I'm not in oversupply mode, because it kills. That's been pretty much most of my recovery, I believe. I feel mentally really great. Mike's taken some weeks off to help me with the baby around the house. I'm getting probably about 5 hours sleep a night, which I have to admit is more than what I thought I would be getting. So I'm really grateful that I'm getting at least 5 hours sleep. It's not in one block, certainly by no means. It's 2 hours, then I wake up to feed, and another 3 hours. But I feel fine. I don't feel as though I'm overly exhausted during the day. I still have my showers in the morning. I managed to put a bit of makeup on to feel human, which I think is really important. And look, I might just grab a nap at about 3 o'clock for about 20 minutes, and then I'm back up and running. So still feeling quite energetic, which is nice at this point in time. Now, in terms of Teddy at 2 weeks, he, as you know, left the hospital slightly jaundiced. So what that means was that we had to feed him quite a bit to flush out the jaundice. We've had 2 catch-ups with the maternal health nurse since then, and we are very glad to hear that he's doing much better. He's also been putting a lot of weight on, so he is quite the feeder. He loves eating. He loves seeing me, because I think when he sees me, he just sees one giant boob and milk. So since his birth, he's actually put on, I think, another 300 grams, which is actually really big because they lose weight after the birth and then they put weight back on, and he's tracking really, really well. He's also grown 1.5 centimeters since his birth length, so that's been really great. I've been really pleased to hear that my little boy is growing as well, and even now at the 2-week mark, he is so much more awake and alert, and he's looking at my face and he pulls the most hilarious faces. And you know, I think these developmental leaps are just huge, and there's a part of me that sort of goes, oh gosh, he's already growing up so quickly and I need to enjoy every moment, even the moments that he's being just a little annoying thing. But when he is crying or he's upset and he wants to be cuddled a lot, I just really treasure those moments, and I see them as, I guess, just times where I can spend really valuable, really personal times with my son and just kiss him and hold him and smell him, because there'll come a time where he just won't want any of that. He won't want a bar of his mum doing that to him, and I'm just really, really, I guess, taking everything in at every moment of this journey of being a mum. Some key milestones in the last week. So one being, we took him on a walk in the new pram, so we got to test out his wheels. So loving it, and thank you Red's Baby Oz for the best pram ever. It's a stunning pram, it's stylish, it's so easy to use, and there was a little bit of apprehension using it to begin with when you're sort of undoing it, clicking it back up, detaching, attaching, But we did it all in one go. We went down to the shops as well, the local shopping centre, and it worked absolutely beautifully. I won't lie, we did need to pull up the Red's Baby YouTube clip to see how we actually assemble the pram in the middle of the car park, but we got there, and I'm pretty certain once and for all we've done it once and we can just do it again and again. The other milestone moment was trying to work out our car seat. If you guys would like a review on the car seat I'm using, please let me know or give it a thumbs up, and I'll go ahead and do that as well, because God knows that was just such a confusing and convoluted topic for me to get my head around. What car seat to buy, what clicks into the pram, which capsules, do you get a 0 to 4, blah blah blah. Anyway, let me know if you would like to see a video on the car seat. And some other milestones are, as I said, you know, there was some really big moments in the following days that we had Teddy. So there was Christmas, which we had in hospital, but we also had New Year's Eve at my sister-in-law's place, and it was also Teddy's cousin's birthday. So we did venture out for our first, I guess, at-home visit. So we had Teddy in the capsule, and he was there and got so many cuddles from the family. So that's a pretty huge milestone moment for us and for Ted. And then since then we've taken him out for a couple of lunches and dinners as well, just to make ourselves feel a little bit more normal and not so housebound. And he's been absolutely perfect. He's been a real angel in his little car seat. So I think that's pretty much, no, there's one more milestone moment, and that is giving him a bath at home for the first time. And look, let's be honest, he absolutely hates being wet. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, we put him under the bath the first night and he just cracked it. He just cried and cried and cried through the whole thing. And then the second bath I gave him, I made the water slightly warmer, and it was only then that he started to settle a little bit more. But he still hates being taken out of the water and dried off and toweled off, and oh my God, it's like the world's ending for this little guy. That's my quick 2-week postpartum update. If you guys want to hear anything else in terms of my further weekly updates, please leave comments below. This is new for me as well, but I do wish all of you out there a lovely day ahead, and all of you mums, you're doing a fantastic job, and please subscribe. I love being connected to the community out there that's interested to hear about all things mummyhood. And of course, find me on Instagram, which I love doing. I post every day. My Instagram handle is @RubyInRealLife, which will be in the end slate of this video. But otherwise, take care guys, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye. Before I head off guys, I thought you might be interested to have a look at my belly. Day 5, which means discharge day. And we got... The second thing you want to do is grab this little thing here, which I think looks pretty cool.